Greetings everyone, I'm RSV. Today we'll be talking about the Relic weapon series, which one is strongest for you, where to get it, and, of course, why it's stronger. Which relic is best? Let's go through the 4 potentials, starting with Imbued Unit. Imbued Unit appears on all of the tech relics. At level 4 it increases potency by 27%, PP consumption is reduced by 10%, PP recovery plus 20% when attacking. Now, this potential is by far, in my opinion, the strongest of the potential. Not only does it give you the highest potency stat, but it essentially increases your PP pool by 10% by reducing the cost of your PA and text, while at the same time giving you an amount of benefit that I cannot personally calculate via the PP recovery, as this depends on your class and I do not have access to all the PP recovery rates of every class. Moving on, we have Vigorous Unit. Vigorous Unit, like the last unit, has potency plus 27%, but on top of this has damage resistance plus 10%, rest assign HP recovery plus 20%, 10-second delay to equipment effects. Now, the 10-second delay is purely on the HP recovery. That way you cannot just randomly switch into your Relic weapon at, like, I don't know, level 100 and get that healing bonus. It is just the Pso2 team future-proofing the weapon so that way it can't be malicious to their content in the future, and it is nothing to be scared of. Now, this weapon is also pretty solid as a more defensive option of the tech weapon from earlier, so choose this weapon if you'd like. Next, we have the wild card, Explosive Unit. Level 4 increases potency by 21%, causes an area damage effect when you hit an enemy, 10-second cooldown. Now, I do not have this test, and until I have it to test, I will not be able to get you an exact damage calculation if it scales with potency, etc, etc. What I can tell you is I know someone told me that they hit for 120 on it while they were fighting Gigas. I do not know if that was on a weak point. I do not know if that was hitting body. What I can tell you is that 120 was done in the battle tier. If it was not a weak point and it can hit weak points, then the damage would be around 180, maybe a bit more because of the way potency scales, if it scales with potency. If it did hit on a weak point, it will be significantly weaker, around 80 points of damage. Now, the problem with this weapon is it needs to make up the potency that it's lacking, and it's lacking around 6% on average. Now, at first I thought that this was impossible to overcome for the weapon, because for every 10 seconds it's hitting for 120 on average against Gigas. Considering it's against Gigas is the only redeeming factor here. 12 damage every second versus Gigas seems doable to me. How much DPS realistically are you doing to a Giga? If you're doing less than 2,400 damage to the Giga in a rotation and it's hitting for 120, you are getting more than a 5% bonus from it. So if you are using it and you do have a number that you can associate with it, whether it be on Gigas, whether it be on anything really, just let me know down in the comments. I'd like to study this more and work out exactly what this does. I do not have a weapon with it yet. I will eventually, and I want to test it. I want to figure out what it does exactly so I can tell everyone. But until then, it is the wild card. It could either do way more than everything else, it could do way less than everything else, or it could just be competitive. I do not know, and until I get more information, I will not know. And finally, we have Harmonious Unit. Harmonious Unit is the ranged option, and it gives, at level 4, 18% potency, critical hit rate increased by 15%. You gain an additional plus 10% when HP is 80% or higher. What does this mean? This means that you have 30% crit rate. How good is this for damage? Well, I'm gonna say at the very least, it's competitive. This potential is increasing your potency by 18 times 6%. So just to get into how powerful the Harmonious Unit is, we got to do some math and we got to work out which one is truly the stronger. So I'll be throwing fixes onto these weapons as this will get the most out of it and show you how they scale. So first off, we have Vigorous Unit and Imbued Unit, the 27%. Next, I'm going to do the same calculation with the fixer critical rate, and then I'll do the same calculation but with Harmonious Unit instead with the fixer terminal or the crit damage fixer. Vigorous and Imbued Unit are always going to be the number 1 spot in this list, even if I consider the fact that Harmonious Unit also negating a degree of potency flaw. The reason for this is because the ideal build right now puts you at about 90% potency to begin with, and if you are looking at this video for meta terms, you are using that ideal build of Addy Death, Alt Secreta free, Gigas, and of course your Soul free. So in that case, the Imbued and Vigorous Unit are the stronger choices. I think everyone saw that coming. The tech just gives you a lot. While critical rate is competitive and it would definitely be decent for speedrunning, the 27% potency would just be amazing for general play. So I will always recommend the imbued unit over all others, as you can multi-weapon all relic weapons together. But what are the drop locations of these? Well, the Pso2 Ngs Wiki JP has the answers to this, linked down in the doobly-doo. First off, we have Retem Alnoth. This location drops the Wide Lance, Double Saber, Knuckles, Katana, Throwing Blades, Launcher, Bow, and Wand. Then we have Makid, lower level. This location drops the Wide Lance, Spear, Rifle, TMG, Rod, and Jet Boots. Neither of these locations drop the Talus. Next up, we have the Urgent Quest. Dustal drops Sword, Wide Lance, Spear, Dual Saber, Katana, Launcher, TMG, Bow, Talus, Wand, Boots. Renisfera drops Sword, Dual Daggers, Knuckles, Katana, Soaring Blades, Rifle, Rod, and Wand. The purple battle tier drops all of them. Now there are certain enemies that do drop certain relic weapons as well. Kokundu drops the Jet Boot. The caster veteran enemy or a boss that spawns in Retem Alnoth drop the Wand. Salvaron drop the Talus. TMG, Bow, and Rod, they do not have a boss that drops them. Fortis Launcher drops the Launcher. Fortis Laser drops the Rifle. Katana is unassigned. June Bear drops the Knuckles. LD Scythe drops Soaring Blades. Fhandarge is unassigned. Spear is dropped by Dustal Hammer. Wide Lance is dropped by Sand Noglyph. And Lizandos drop the Sword. This has been my relic guide. If you need another guide, here they are. Otherwise, I've been RSV. I'll see you next time.